Welcome back, everyone. I'm Chris Solomon from Board Game Breakdown, and a few weeks ago we posted a video on parks, kind of an overview and a playthrough of that. And I mentioned in that video that we would also be putting one out for the expansion called Nightfall. So that is what we are concentrating on today. I'm not going to do a playthrough, anything like that. We're just going to kind of set it up and look at the main differences that it changes to the base game, see what it adds to the base game, so you can make a decision on, if you are a Parks fan, if you want to pick Nightfall up. Before we go any further, just want to remind everyone, please check out the website, boardgamebreakdown.com. If you go there, we have text reviews, we have links to the YouTube videos. If you see any games that you like, you want to try out, if you feel like purchasing them from Amazon, we have links on there. I do encourage you to use those links, as that will help keep the website and our YouTube channel going, making content and bringing it to all of you out there. Check us out on Instagram at board.game.breakdown as well. And just feel free to drop us a line on anything that you might want to see us review, what your hot takes are on the reviews that we do, and we just love to hear from everyone. All right, so with that, let's get started on the Parks expansion, Nightfall. So you'll see here that I've set up a normal two-player game of Parks. I did not set up the whole shebang. I really just put out the components that will illustrate what Nightfall brings to the normal base game. So if you've ever played this game, read anything about this game, watched my previous video, you'll know that these park cards are the big draw. The artwork's fantastic. So, of course, let's highlight right off the bat, in the expansion, you get more park cards. So, wonderful artwork. I believe it uses the rest of the 52 National Parks project where they took the artwork from. But you get even more of it, so that's great. But it's not just about the artwork. So let's take a look at this Glacier National Park real quick. And on the bottom, you'll see the normal cost printed on the left side of 2 water drops. But then you see that brown 3, and that means you could pay any 3 resources along with the 2 water drops. And then to the right, you now have a lightning bolt, which is like an immediate action. So when you buy this, you immediately get the camera. So there are other immediate actions, such as on Coboca Valley, immediately would get a wildlife token. Sorry, I can't get this to focus. So you would pay a tree, a water drop, and then any 2 other resources, and immediately when you visit this park, you would get a wildlife token. So I like that they added more of the good stuff, but then also tweaked it enough to kind of make it different. So I'm just going to replace these so you all can see some of the wonderful artwork here. Let's stay with the night starry sky themed here. All those. All right, so got that. So one more thing. These are made to just mix in with this deck here, so you can play with all of them. If you do not want to do that and you want to split them back out, right here, that tiny little emblem is the emblem that those are Nightfall cards. So if you wanted to split them out, or play with just the Nightfall, or play with like half Nightfall, half normal, that's how you go about doing that. All right, so second, I'm going to point out the other part of Parks, or the main part of Parks, I should say, that I really disliked, and that were these end year goals. I really did not like them. I think that they're not even worth the points most of the time, the effort it takes to get them. I know some people don't agree. I kind of compared them to the end goals in Wingspan on my written review, and I know a few people commented that they like these better than Wingspan. So understand it's different strokes for different folks, but I want to point out that Nightfall gives you a whole nother deck of end of year goals, and these I think are a whole lot better. So let's just grab one. take a look at it. So like this one is 2 points per 3 parts with a star or a sun on it. So I think these are a lot easier to achieve. They also don't all have to do with just like the parts you visit. Like this is 1 per wildlife token in your supply at the end. So you deal out 2 of these, I believe, just like you do in the normal game, and you pick one. I like to deal out 2 and keep the 2, so you have a little more options. The other thing with these is you get this new tiny little board that's double-sided, depending on if you are playing with 4+ people, or you're just playing with 1 to 3. So you put that here next to this, or below it, wherever you want to. And these are actually going to go here, because there's this new action that you can actually draw 2 more of those and pick 1 to add to your hand. So there's a mechanism to get more of those, which I like that. So how do you get more of those? Let's talk about that. So we're going to bring out the other main addition to the game, which are these tent tokens here. So you get 4, and then you get some additional little tiles. So you'll see that these are different shape. They're just rectangular, when compared to the tiles that make up the trail, which are kind of cut like this arrow. And they have a little signifier in the bottom that tells you which 2 rounds these are going to be for. So these are going to be used in conjunction tents. So in the beginning of the game, you pick out 3 of these. So I'm going to, actually there's one that is only if you have 5+ players, so we're going to put that aside. But you would take these and shuffle them up, blah, blah, blah. Let's take, so you take 3, put them down there where everyone can see them. And what you want to do, move these little tokens out of the way for a quick minute. Camera stop shaking. Alright, so what you're going to do is you're going to line them up here, and you're going to make sure that they're all on the side that has the first round. So those are going to go like that. So you see there's an action on each one. So there is turn in a water droplet for a wildlife token, turn in a mountain, 5 suns, and this one lets you get an extra canteen and a water token. Alright, so how do you get to do these? How do you land on them? You're going to take these tokens, the tents, and for a 2 and 3 player game, you're only going to use 3. You're going to use this little key here to figure out where you're going to drop these. So in a 2-player game, like I got set up, one's going to go right next to the end, and then you skip one, you put another one, you skip one, and another one. Alright, so that's how those are going to go. And you're going to, let's just pretend that we have weather tokens out. I'm just making this up. Alright, so there we go. So what does that mean? You have these additional tokens out here now. So when I go here, let's pretend that I went to this spot. Normally, I would take the sun/star, and then I would trigger the action on here, which is to pay any 1 resource and get a wildlife token. I could still do that. Or I could take the weather token, put that in my supply, and then I can take this tent and I can do a few things with it. 1, I can set it up here, triggering this action, which is to turn 3 suns or stars, and draw 2 more of these, and then choose which one I want. So that's how you get those. Or you could take it and you could put it on one of these. And when you do that, you trigger this. So it's an additional action you get to take. The key here is when you do that, now that this has a tent on it, no one else can take a tent and place it there. If you do this spot, no one else can take that action. So it is a kind of cool way to sort of block off these actions from other people. Whereas these actions out here, if you play the normal game, you could flip your extinguish your campfire tile and still use one of those that someone else is on. At the end of each season, take these away, you're going to look down here, and so this one says 1 and 3. So for the second season, we would flip that over. It's got a different back. It says 1 and 3, so we'll flip that over. This one says 1 and 2, so that one stays for the second season. So now we have the second season ones out. When the third season comes along, we flip this one over. And then when the fourth season comes along, be that one, this one. So you see that they change throughout the seasons. You eventually see each side of the tiles as you play. And each tile you see twice throughout the game. As normal, add your next tile at the next season. So say that. Obviously, you shuffle them back up, but just for time's sake. And then you would take these and say boom, boom, boom. So they always start on this last one and then skip. If you're playing with more than 2 or 3 players, on the back of this, it gives you a new little layout, and then it also has 2 spots here, so 2 different people could place their tents here and trigger this action. Alright, so that is basically Nightfall. Oh, and I'll add that because everyone loves animal meeple things. You get a couple new ones. You get this marmot, maybe. Let's call it a marmot. You get a cat. I don't know why there's like a house cat. I don't know why that would be out in the national park or whatever. A rabbit and this cool looking fly. So you get those. They don't really. They just work like the other ones. There is a variant printed in the new book that you could use these as a basically as the 2 here, and sometimes like here where it says 4 of anything, you can use 2 animal tokens. It also recommends that you start the game with an animal token. I don't believe that was part of the base game. But other than that, the gear, that's all the same. The weather works the same. The canteens work the same. You get no additional trail spots with this. You just get these campsites. So there's really no change in that. So at the end of the day, you're getting new park cards to add in, which give you some of these additional actions here. I really like that. One of my problems with the base game when we played it is that it sort of felt like you didn't get to do a lot. You'd spend all these resources, you would visit a park, put it in your thing, and you would get 4 points from it, and that was kind of it. But now a lot of these give you this additional action, which you can kind of chain together to get you another, it would build towards another park. And then you're getting these, so some additional actions there. I like the way that you can use them to block and take that action away from anyone else. That's some more interaction that you would get with this. And then again, you get the additional in the goal cards or in the year cards, which I love because that was really the sticking point for me. I could not stand those in the base game. So I hope this quick little video gave you all the information you want to know about the expansion for parks called Nightfall. You can pick this up. I've seen it actually at Target, Barnes & Noble. If you want to check out my written review on Parks, the base game, you can go to our website, boardgamebreakdown.com. If you see anything there that you really love and you're thinking about purchasing it, there is Amazon links on each of the reviews. I encourage you to use those links to purchase any of these things because that would actually give the website a small commission that we can use to funnel back in and keep the website running and keep these videos being made. for everyone's enjoyment. So check us out on the website. Keep checking our YouTube channel for more videos that are posted pretty much weekly. And check us out on Instagram, which is board.game.breakdown. Love to hear from you. Thanks.